Okay, first CEOs, let's talk about your money. Let's glow up with them doggone finances. Y'all, it can be hard. It can be hard to get real with your money. There's some people that are just like, you meet them year after year after year, and they're like, my credit is bad. And it's like, girl, how your credit been bad 10 years? Like, at some point, are you going to not have bad credit? Like, at some point, are you going to get your finances in order? And one of the things that I will tell you guys transparently and honestly is that you don't always okay, you get things together and you're 23 and they're together for the rest of your life, especially if you're a business owner and business has cycles and fluctuations and changes and you have to dip into savings. So you don't have savings anymore. You had to do this or that or the third. So you might have to reassess your finances as an entrepreneur and a person who's trying to improve multiple times. And there is literally nothing wrong with that. Okay. The first thing that I would suggest is to pull everything out. In essence, get on the dang scale. You got to get on the scale in multiple areas of life. With your finances, you have to get on the scale. And guys, I do this regularly. I found some extra money being spent just this last weekend. Okay. So this is a regular thing that you're going to do. When you're trying to get more intimate and comfortable with your finances, you are going to look at them regularly. Now, let me say this, because I know a lot of you may fall into this position. For a lot of us, we were never taught about money. My parents have literally perfect credit. Whatever the highest number is what they have. And they've had it for probably longer than I've been on this earth. Okay. Now, my parents have never talked to me about money, about finances, about anything. The only thing they would do is give drive-by threats of, pay your bills on time. Okay. Don't get credit cards. That's really about it. That's all the financial information that I can recall being given. These are people with perfect credit who figured out how to climb themselves up into perfect credit, because it didn't start off like that. But they never have gone back and said, okay, here's the information. No. So for a lot of you, you're in the same situation where you are actually going to teach yourself how to get your finances in order. You may be like me, a thorough learner where you got to learn a few times. You don't learn one time. You learn a few times. Okay. And then different things can change in your life where you're learning again, but with different circumstances, with a different environment, with a different situation. Okay. First thing you got to do is pull out everything. Everything. You want to know everybody that you owe. You want to know all the things that you owe. Let me say this. I am not a financial planner. I am giving you my opinion. So don't say Christy said. Okay. I'm giving you my opinion. Pull out everything. Pull out everything. All of your credit cards, any type of loans that you have. I know a lot of people do Klarna and Afterpay. I don't know all of those places. I've never gotten those before, but I know that a lot of people have. Pull out everything, every single stitch of what you owe. Student loans, credit cards, taxes, every single thing that you owe. Pull it out and spread it out. Make a date with yourself. You can do this privately, because I know some people will literally never do this if they have to do it in front of other people, or if other people got to know. Do this privately. You could pull everything out, put it in your purse, and then go somewhere if you need to. Set a date with yourself and then go through everything with a calculator and write it out plain. Write it out and make it plain. What do you owe? Medical bills, anything, y'all. Pull it all out. Get familiar with it. Get comfortable with it. Cry, scream, get mad. Whose fault it is. Talk about it. Get it all off your chest. Get it off your heart. All right? Then you're going to do something about it. Okay? It's better to know who you dang owe. It's better to know what's going on in your financial life. There's literally no way to get better if you don't first get comfortable and familiar with what is going on. So that is the very first thing that I would suggest when you're trying to glow up in your finances. You can't glow up if you don't know what's going on. Okay? So pull out all of the debt. And then I would suggest getting on the phone and calling people and making payment plans. I will say this, everything that I've ever been scared about financially was not as bad as I thought. Like literally. Other than an AC repair. That was scary. I wasn't thinking that. We love these big houses, and I loved my big house. I love my big house. But when that AC starts to have issues and breaks down and they're like, well, this is what it would be to repair one, I was thrown for a loop. But other than that, nothing I've been, scared of financially was as bad as I thought. I have the most active, detailed imagination, and I can create monsters out of small things. So I understand if you're like me. But it would be better to get on the phone with people that you owe, and just say, look, this is my situation. What can we do? This is my situation. What can we do? I want to honor what I owe you guys. What can I do? Okay. And one thing that I will say is that a little can turn to a lot. I have a saying, if you ever hear anybody say this, they are copying me, because I have been saying this for roughly 100 years. I have never saved any money that didn't save me. I have never saved any money that didn't save me. Anytime I've saved money, it has come back later and helped me in some way. Even if all I saved at the moment was something very small. Okay. So when you're making calls and trying to set up payment plans, even if you are making payments on things and it's very small payments, it will get you finally at some point to the place where you want to be. Okay. And again, let me stress again that I am not a financial planner. I am not a person who works in finances. I am a business coach. I just want you to come up out of whatever we got going on in the United States a bit better. That's it. And don't think that any advice that I'm giving you, that I am not taking it if I need it at this point as well. Okay. Make the calls, make payment plans, and do a little bit. Okay. There are so many calculators online. There's some on Etsy. There's some free if you Google it. You can also put this in Chat GPT and say, hey, Chat GPT, this is what I have debt wise. If I were to make these payments, like what do I need to pay first so I can, pay the most that I can on one card, get that paid off, and then do the cards in order. I think it's called snowball payment. Look that up, y'all. But that's what I would suggest. For me, I've paid off my credit cards twice in life. The first time, how old was I? I think I was 29. I was 29 years old, about to turn 30. And so I had an opportunity to get out of a contract and get a lump sum of money. I did that, and I paid off all of my credit cards, and I did it again a couple years later. The couple years later, I didn't have much, but I still paid them all off. I'm more of a lump sum girl. Okay, I just made $10,000 doing XYZ. I had a birthday sale in my business. I took out XYZ for taxes, and then I just took that lump sum, act like it didn't even happen, and I paid off everything. That's kind of how I will do sometimes. Also, I'm the type of person that will sell things. Let's talk about that for a second. When you are looking for money to get your finances in order, some of y'all need a clean house. Some of y'all need to clean house and sell things. I am such a sell things person. For you guys who've been following me for a long time, y'all know before I got on eBay, and I'm only on eBay slightly. I'm learning eBay, but I do have a Poshmark store. I will drop the link below in the summary if anybody wants to check out my Poshmark store. But I was a Craigslist queen. I knew how to put things and word things on Craigslist in such a way where I would get items sold, right? So I would highly suggest for you to go through your house, go through your apartment, go through the room you stay in, wherever you are, and think about what can I part with so that I can continue on with my goal. Not that I'm giving up something. Think about it like this. Not that I'm giving up something, but what can I part with that can help me continue on my goal? If you're a full-time entrepreneur, you're just figuring out how to stay in business, which is what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to pay off debt, that can help you as a business owner as well. That's one of the things I used to tell myself is like, if I didn't have these payments every month towards credit cards, it would make me more comfortable being an entrepreneur. So that was like one of the things that I thought about. So whatever the reasoning is or however it could benefit you, I want you to remind yourself of that so that you continuously can stay motivated to pay these things off. But go through your house, go through your apartment, go through your condo, go through the room that you are staying in, and think about the things that you can part with. There are places like Poshmark. Poshmark is a little bit easier for me. There are places like Poshmark. There are places that you can do consignment. There are places like eBay where you can sell things, and that can be income, especially if it's items that you already own, you've already paid for. It can feel like fresh money. It can feel like fresh money. Okay. Where you can actually put that money towards paying off credit cards. That's like one of the first things that I would tell someone to do. Paying off debt, paying off credit cards. Find things that you can actually sell. Next thing I would suggest is, could you be making extra money? And this is the thing. We expect every single ounce of life, every single season of life to be supremely comfortable and exactly soft. And that is just dumb. It's dumb. Like when you become like fully an adult, you realize you're going to have seasons. You're going to have seasons that are going to feel more like ease. You're going to have seasons that feel like, well, I'm not suffering for sure, but I'm busy all the time. I'm pretty damn busy. You know, you're going to have seasons that feel a way. And this is the thing. I want to introduce this to you so that you aren't thinking that something is wrong because you're in a season. You're just in a season. Business puts you in more seasons, and life puts you in seasons as well. So if you live in and you in business, you're going to be in seasons. And all of those seasons aren't necessarily soft. All those seasons aren't comfortable. You might be in a season where you are working your business, and then you're also working you're working a job, and you're also working your business 4 hours a night. You're 4 hours every night. You're getting up an hour early to do content, whatever it is. Okay. It is now Sunday. It is Sunday. I could literally be in the bed. I could be doing whatever, but I'm creating content for you guys because I wanted to do it while the sun was still out. That's the best time for me to create content. And then also the house is completely quiet right now. Okay. I would love to be in my robe. Okay. So do understand, every season that you're going to be in, it may not be comfortable, but you may be in this season now so that you can get ahead tomorrow. So do you need to take a side job? Right? Do you need to take a side job so that you can be in a better position next year? So that you can have some savings so that if something happens, you're not in a position where your life completely falls apart because you needed new tires. Right? You want to definitely have some savings. You want to get very familiar and very truthful with the amount of income that's coming in. Now, if you're working a job, that's pretty easy. My check is XYZ every 2 weeks. You got it. But if you're an entrepreneur, again, this is one of those touchy situations where you actually have to just get real familiar. Yeah, I wish this was coming in every month, but in reality, this is what's coming in on average every month. Okay, you have to get familiar with that. Then the next thing I would suggest is for you to consider, where exactly can you save in your life right now? Okay, I have found multiple areas where I could save. I found areas where we were getting charged double. My husband and I both paying for Netflix. How we both paying for Netflix on the same TV? But it wasn't until I checked. I found multiple things like that, y'all. I don't even want to tell you guys, but I found multiple things. Just this past weekend, I found roughly about $400 in things that I was like, oh my gosh, we're paying this twice, or we don't even use this anymore, or XYZ. Oh, we don't even need that subscription anymore. I found like $400. We need to get up close and personal and intimate with our finances. That is the only way that we are going to get better with our money. And then also, guys, the last thing I would say is get help. Get help. I just found out like a really good bookkeeper. And, I was very honest with her. Like, this is what I'm having an issue with. Can you help me? Help me. Y'all be wanting help, but then don't want to tell the truth. How's somebody going to help you if you won't tell them the truth about what's going on, what's happening, what your obstacle is, what your blockages are? Get help. Ask a professional. That's why these people are here. This is what's going on. This is my weakness, and this is where I need help. So get help. Okay. All right, guys, make sure you watch all 6 parts of this series. I just want to help. Like, we got to glow up. We got to come out of this, whatever is going on in the United States, a little bit better after this, guys. I will see you on the next part. Bye.